South Dakota farmers have been focusing on soil health. They've always done very well at what's above ground, making sure that the crop is well cared for, making sure that they get the right nutrients, but what's taking place underground and protecting the soil and growing the organic matter are what they've really been focusing on now. And that's why they're showing more interest in cover crops, in protecting the soil from both wind and water. And the real goal is to provide the absolute best product for the people that want to buy our soybeans, our soy meal, our soy oil, and to pass the farm on to the next generation better than it was when we received it. My name is Jerry Schmitz. I'm the Executive Director for South Dakota Soybean, and I also farm in extreme southeastern South Dakota. 2020 was a good year for us. It got a little dry toward the end, but it made for very good harvesting, and we were able to get the crop in good time. We went into the winter somewhat dry, as well as the rest of the state. That made our soil conditions in some areas of the state of South Dakota this year dry coming into the spring. There have been small areas that have gotten good moisture coming into April. Temperatures were good and planting began earlier than it has probably for the past 5 years. So I think we're ahead of planting at this point in time. The soil conditions still hold enough to get that seed germinated, and so the corn has spiked through, soybeans are pushing through, and they only need enough moisture right now to get those soybeans germinated. The ground temperature is warm enough, a little cool in the northern part of the state, but potential is tremendous at this point in time. In our area, the past 4 years have been extremely wet throughout the entire year. It wasn't uncommon to get a 2 or 3 inch rain all at once and a week later get the same thing again, which the water would then run to low spots. We're called the prairie pothole region. And as the soil dried over the past year, those acres are coming back into production because we're able to run the equipment over. We're able to pull the planters through where we couldn't do that before because it was either water standing or was too muddy for the crop to come through. And so this year, everything just looks very good in those areas. South Dakota will be increasing acres this year, due in large part to the prevented planting acres from the past coming back into production. And those will be very productive acres. We also are looking at the corn-soybean ratio, and farmers in South Dakota try to be very sustainable and try to do rotations to protect the soil. And so we don't see a large change between corn and soybeans, but just the fact that we have those prevented planting acres from the past coming back into production will provide us a significant increase in production. The key will be from May 15 to July 15 is typically our rainfall period. And that's the time, especially in July, when we need some moisture to bring the crops along. The soil is good right now, so we have that potential. Our interest right now is making sure that we get that crop up evenly and that we do everything we can to provide the best product for the folks that are interested in buying this fall, and that our producers are able to make a good return. Farmers sold their crop fairly early compared to past years from the 2020 season crop. And the reason for that was prices started to spike about harvest time. And they were receiving prices they hadn't received for 4 or 5 years. And so a number of farmers sold most of what they had, which is why there's not a great deal at this point in time and why the prices are going up. But now farmers are looking at the next crop year and how to market that. And they balance how much they will sell against what they believe the weather will do so that they don't sell more than they have. The prices are very good, and farmers are locking in some profits now just to make sure that they cover the expenses that they have for the year. The state of South Dakota has huge potential this year. We want to meet with the folks that want to buy our product. It's been a long time since we've been able to travel or we've been able to have trade teams come to South Dakota. We're anxious to meet with you.